And here we go, Max. We're live with a social Saturday. So glad everyone's joining us. Is it awesome? Well, I thought you might. Oh, you don't want it? It's okay. You're holding out for the eggies.
I missed out last time, but not again.
Sorry, just setting up my computer. Whoopsies. Yeah, it's not going to help if we go live on my personal Facebook, Max. Nobody's going to see that one. Okay, there we go. Are you ready to go live, honey? You ready to go live on Facebook too? Yeah. You look kind of tired. It's been noisy. They've been working on your roof, haven't they? But they're pretty nice. You really balked for them the other day when we went out to look. Yeah, Bird Brat's right. Where on earth? Oh gosh. You know, Max, live on Facebook, I need a camera, don't I? There we go. Set that up here. Yeah. I have a ridiculous amount of tech every Saturday when I'm trying to set this up. I've got a ring light, a cell phone, another camera. Pretty sure that's the one. There. Good job, Max. All right. There you go, honey. And we are live on Facebook too. Who's joining us today? Let's take a look in YouTube land. Whoops. It's not the button to change screens. Yeah, okay, so we're live there. Max, I just have to get comments back up. There we go. And we are there, back with the flock. Hi, Mango, how are you today? Yeah, so it's been a very noisy week. We've had roofers on top of our roof, right, Max? Were there elephants dancing on the roof? I know, it was noisy. But Max handled it like a champ. You know, they're almost done the really, really noisy construction. I think they still have the overhang roof over top of our patio up front. And then the other half of this building, and then they move on to the next building. But they're making great progress. They really, really are. Yeah. That's right. So we've got Sharon here, Raising Cane, our moderator. Big shout out to her. She helps keep the chat in line. And we've got the Peanut Gallery, T-Cal, who seems to think that Quack is winning the game. T-Cal, I've not forgotten about Morning Geek Fest. No, I haven't. Here, sis. What job? Yeah, you got it. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. Hey, Emily's here. Suzanne, Karen, another Suzanne, Marco. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Nick. Yeah. Oh, Nick's still at work. I'm sorry to hear that, Nick. Hi, Judy. Hi, Linda. Yeah, the gang's all here. Everyone's just rolling in, which is great to see. Rachel says they had roofers last week. Yeah, our building's only 10 years old, but we got massive, massive hail damage last year. So we had to have the roofing done. So pretty big amount of work. Because it's not just my home, it's the entire complex. I have 115 units in here. And I have to admit, I've been super busy. I'm on the board. I'm sitting as president of the board, and that means when big projects like this happen, someone needs to be feet on the ground. Yeah, you can probably guess who that someone is. Oh, hey, Fox. How are you doing, Fox? Oh, goodness. I love to see everyone joining us. Hi, Anna draws art. What kind of art do you do, Anna? Yeah, no, it's so good to be hanging out on a Saturday. You know, we had some fun videos this week. Max was... Hi! You're an upside down crazy one. Are you hungry? You want me to make you some eggies too, Bangs? Yeah, let's make eggies. Yeah, we had, I think my favorite video of the week was Max just happily balking at the roofers. He was so happy to be outside and to see what was going on and just to remind them to smile and spread some joy. It's great to see everyone joining us. I'm just going to go to the kitchen and get Max's eggs started. Saturday, of course, he gets his eggies. I know, Max. I know. Let's see. There's an eggie. And I know you will know what happens if I offer Max something that's not egg to eat while he's waiting for eggs. He will hold out for his eggies. He knows what's coming. So I'm just going to quick scramble. I just use the microwave. One egg, mix it together with itself, and then microwave it. Split it for the entire flock, and they enjoy it. Don't they, Max? Good job. All right. And that can go into the microwave. Too many punches of a button, Betty. It only needs a minute. Yeah, you're gonna get eggies soon. Hi, bird love. Hi, Wagyu. distraction, one thing I do is I make sure there's lots of distractions and treats for the flock. So they have lots of wood. Tico got a couple of squash. Yeah, you got squash too, didn't you, Mango? It was good. You particularly like the squash seeds. Good job. Okay. All right. You're swinging. You're swinging. What's this? Want one? Here. Want one? Come here. You want one? Come on. Good job. Hi. Here, what's this? Here, what's this? Okay, Max, eggies are still cooling. Do you want a little tiny cookie? One cookie? Mom, it's not an egg. It's not an egg. I'm holding out for the good stuff. We've got those really pretty heart cups. You want one of your heart cups? Ooh, that eggie's still hot, honey. So hot. I know you're hungry. It's Saturday. You can't wait for breakfast. You know the good stuff's coming. Hi, Lydia. Yes, I did see that Einstein's home. Einstein had a fantastic road trip across the States. Been watching him on that. Hi. Hi. Want a little bit of eggie? I don't want a little bit, Mom. I want the whole bit. Okay. A little bit of eggie? Yum, yum. Well, this egg's gotta cool. It's gotta cool, gotta cool, gotta cool, cool, cool. Oh, it's purple and green, yes. Okay, you give your foot a good green while you're waiting for me. Yeah, you're such a good boy, Max. You really are. My goodness, Max. This is going to be a huge snack attack. You want a snack attack? Oh, you want this. How about I fold the cup down for you so you have to forage into it. Are you eager, Max? Oh my goodness, you're so eager. Is it snack time? Here you go, buddy. Snack, snacks. Oh, so good. Oh, so good. Hi, Carmen. So good to see you, and we've got some new people here. Say hello to all of our new friends. Yes, Lydia, when Max gets in trouble, he gets his full name, Maxwell. Pretty predictable around here, right, Max? Mango, would you like some eggies? I have eggies. got? Eggie. It's right here, honey. That's right. Oh, is that good, Mango? Yum, yum. Yeah, Max just loves his foraging cups. He's having fun with it. He's enjoying himself. Yes, Angie, it's Eggie time. Corvus, it is just one egg that we have mixed yolk and white and put in the microwave and then just served it in a cup. Keeping the claws clean. Hi, Jocelyn. Jocelyn's joining us on Facebook today. Hi, Deborah. Yeah, so good to see everybody. Yeah, so it's a quick scramble. When I scramble eggs for the flock, what I do is I just mix the white and the yolk together, and I just use a microwave cooking tray for eggs. It's actually an omelet microwave tray. Put the eggs in that, and I cook it for a minute just so that it's cooked. I don't add anything to it usually, but I can. I mean, I can add vegetables. I can add pepper. I can add oatmeal. There's a lot of things I can add in. Rice. But today it's just plain eggs. Now, eggs are one of those treats, everything in moderation, right? And whatever you feed your flock, always talk to your avian vet first. And that goes for anything I say. Check with your avian vet. What's right for my flock may not be right for yours. There may be new information out there. I mean, what I know is always changing. But Max gets eggies once a week, and he shares an egg with the flock. He's pretty good about sharing, right, Betty? He'd much rather have the whole egg himself. You want some more? You want another one? Oh, Mango, that is so delicate. Yum. Oh, yeah, you haven't eaten in at least a week. We won't talk about the breakfast that you had an hour ago. Yeah. Yeah, Max really, really enjoys that. It's so tasty. He's just getting down to the last little bits, and you can see he had fun foraging. Foraging activities are great for birds, actually for a lot of animals. You know, rather than just handing them food, make it a game. Make them work for it. I mean, I could just hand him another piece of egg. Instead, I'm going to make another foraging toy, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. What have I got over here, buddy? Okay. So work. I'm just going to be a minute. So what I'm going to take for this foraging toy, I'll make it on screen here. I'm just going to take two coffee filters. Why coffee filters? They're paper, they're easy to grab, and they're food grade, right? You know, we eat out of them. So I'm just going to take a piece of eggie and the filter, and I'm going to put it in there. And I'm not sure if I'm even on camera. I've got a couple of filters here, and I'm just going to wrap it. And I'm going to keep wrapping it. I'm sorry, Max, you got to wait. I'm going to keep wrapping. I'm going to go burrito style. I'm going to take that other filter. I'm going to wrap. I'm going to use just a little bit of moisture to keep that wrapper shut. Very good. There. And now I've got a bit of egg inside of a foraging toy. This is a very simple foraging toy. Now, is Max going to eat the paper? No, he knows what's inside. But he knows he's got to shred at the paper to get what's there. Just look how delicate his beak is. In the wild, birds would spend a good portion of their day hunting for food and trying to tease food out of places. So this mimics some of the natural behavior. Max gets all of his food served to him right in a food bowl, and so it's good to have a little bit of time to work for food, and the birds enjoy it. They know it's a bit of a game. Are you making a paper flower out of that? And he saw me put the food in. There's a bit of egg. He can separate it out from the paper. He can have fun with it. My goodness, Max, you're doing such a great job. You really, really are. Oops. Got a few eggy scraps here. I usually include the eggy scraps in that. Cupcake wrappers are another great way to do it. Depending on the size of your bird. Twist the paper. You know, lots of ways you can hide bits of food and get them to work for it. The birdie boredom buster. In this case, we encourage birds to play with their food. Got one for you too, Tico. Birdie boredom buster. There's eggies in that one. And yeah, the first time they open one, they might drop the egg. They might drop the foraging toy with the egg in it. But they'll figure it out. You were such a good boy, Max. Do you want that cookie now that I offered you earlier? Okay. Touch purple. You want this? Touch purple. Which one's purple? Purple. Which one's purple? Touch purple. Touch purple. Touch purple. Yeah, I'm not going to give it to you until you touch purple. 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 Okay. Hey, Mom, I want that. Okay. You don't like purple today. What about green? Green. Okay. Come here, Mango. Come on. Come on over here. Come on. Touch. Touch. Good job. I know, Mango, it is so tough to be a bird, isn't it? It sure is. All right. Now, what else have I got today? Got fistfuls of treats and food. You want this one now? I've got some cooked parsnip. You want some cooked parsnips? These ones I just sliced and microwaved. That was good. Parsnip. Enjoy. Max. I did not want parsnip on the floor. You like parsnip, don't you, honey? I cooked the parsnip yesterday. What about a grape? Do you want a grape? These ones are green. Okay, I'm going to put them in here. And then it's up to you if you want it or not. You want grapes? Okay, you've got attitude. Yeah, does not want grapes today. Dare I offer an apple? Okay, who wants me to offer him an apple? Do you want an apple, Max? Do you want an apple? Who wants an apple? Got a nice green Granny Smith. Yes, Tico, I know you want one. What I'm going to do here. I'm going to cut the apple. And I'm going to offer everybody a slice. Hi, Tical. Do you want apples? Apple, apple. Hi. Oh, it's right here, honey. Hello, Tico. Do you want an apple? It's right here. Good job. Mango, I have apple for you. Oh. And Max. What do I have, Max? I have an apple. Do you want an apple? No, he does not want an apple. So Max, you decorated the floor with grapes. You ate all of your eggie. You put your beak up to a cookie. I think you're probably pretty full. Oh my goodness! Linda's been a member on YouTube for 8 months. I know, Mango, it's very exciting. Let's give her a buck. Yeah, thanks, Linda. We've got a membership on YouTube that's got some perks, and actually we also have a membership on Facebook, a membership group. And it's something extra if you want to support the vlog. Mango, you're noisy. I'll talk about it in just a minute. I'm just going to see if Mango can be bribed. Mango can always be bribed. Do you want another apple, honey? Here. Is that what you wanted? But members get early access to our daily long-form videos. They get access to some really special emojis. This is on YouTube. They get access to some special posts. And they get, so some extra perks there. All the information is available. If you click around on your screen, you will find information about joining a membership. Facebook, we've got a membership group as well. We do some extra posts, some background information. You get a little bit extra in there. If you enjoy following Max, it's sometimes a great way to do things. And with the membership group, we'll also post up things in your stories for members, just so you get a little bit extra content. I know. You sure about that? Oh, you wanted that, you just did not want to work for it. You are such a goose. You are such a goose. Hi, honey. Yoink, I'll take that. Hey, sweetie. Yes, Max, that is oh so good. So you know the other thing I haven't done yet? I've not gotten myself coffee. So I'm just going to get the water going for a pour over. Yeah. Okay. Water's boiling for a pour over, buddy. I get coffee. Yeah, I don't know where Tango is. I haven't heard from him today. Yeah, we missed Tango today. Did anybody catch our live stream? We did a pop-up yesterday during the afternoon. It was kind of fun. And we did a walk through the community, well, just close to home. Hey. And there's a reason we don't do that too often. We've got a lot of cells dead zones around here. So that means that we dropped in and out a little bit. Super frustrating for us. You know, we've only lived here for 10 years. It was a brand new area, and you'd think that the cell companies would have figured out how to set up enough towers to block out the dead spots. I keep thinking, oh, well, once they do more construction, it'll fix the issue. And they've been doing a lot of construction, and it still hasn't fixed the issues. So, super frustrating. Yeah, Sharon, Raising Cane, I saw that you joined for a couple minutes. And we had a few folks who were misbehaving, but that's par for the course sometimes. But we really enjoyed the walk, right, Max? You had some sun on your feathers. We chatted to our neighbor's dog. You checked out the construction workers. Max was eager to go walking further, but we had to stick where we knew we had a good cell connection. And even so, we hit a couple of cell drop zones, didn't we, Max? Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't just sit on the porch because they were working overhead, so I could only get so close to my front area. Could pass through it, but I couldn't sit out there just because the work was happening right overhead. And I don't know about you, but I really don't need shingles and roofing nails raining down on me. You know, safety first, right, Max? Yeah, but yeah, Max has gotten a lot of walks this week. He's been super happy about going outside when the workers are out there, just so you can see what's going on. Bye, Nick. So glad you joined us. Yeah, Max. Mango, what is going on with you today? Huh? Mango, did you want me to cut you some more wood? You've gone through all your wood, huh? Max, do you want some wood to chew? Okay. I'm gonna do the wood cutter over here. All right. Let's see. Is this what you want, Mango? You watching me? Okay, Max, do you want one too? Good job. You did a great job, Mango. You watched me cut. So I'll show you what I've got here. So this one's for Mango. It's got a really nice knot in it. And this one's for Max. Max likes pieces slightly smaller. Freshly cut. Yeah, the edges are a little raggedy. I was just using a hand rip saw. I'm not sure. Can you even sharpen a hand rip saw? This one's kind of old and it is doing a bit more tearing than cutting, so I'm not sure. It was cutting nicer before. I can get a nice cut with power tools. But if I decide to cut some wood at night, oh, good job, Mango. You got that, buddy. If I decide to cut some wood at night, or, you know, because I've got neighbors, or if I'm just cutting one piece, I usually just use the hand saw, and that works well. My goodness, we got a super. Nick, thank you, Nick. Nick sent us £5. My goodness, Max. Yeah, such a special from Nick. You say thank you to Nick? Can't talk, shredding wood. My goodness, Max. Do you need me to cut you another one? Yeah, Mango, you haven't started on that one yet. How about you watch me cut Max another one? You did a nice carving there. Did you want another one? All right, we've got a lovely carving here. There we go. I don't know, is that a foot, Max? What are you carving? What do you think this is, folks? What did Max carve for us? Oh, such a good mood to chew, huh? I'm proud of you, Betty. Look at that. Making kindling. Now, I'll remind everybody that the tray underneath Max was clean when we started. The floor underneath Max was clean when we started. Oh, Lydia's asking about a live with Mango. Yeah, we'll set that up one of these days. It's a different setup than with Max. Mango does not like to sit still, so it would be something where we would be chasing him everywhere. So yeah, we'll make note of that and do live with you one of these days, Mango. Huh? Would that be fun? Yeah. Yeah, you don't sit still for anything, do you, Mango? Have a great day, Nick. So glad you joined us. Yes, Bird Love. Max does love the wood. Thank you for the super chat. $4.99. Yeah, Max really enjoys shredding wood. Mango, believe it or not, he actually really enjoys watching me cutting the wood. And he comes right over and watches when I saw the wood. Mr. Inspector Bird. Are you the Inspector Bird? Max is really going after wood today, huh? Just ripped another one for you. Under Fluffies. Here you go. Oh, there's another carving by Max. This is his last carving. I'm not sure what he's trying to make for us. Mel, if you don't have anything nice to say, please don't say anything at all, okay? Tony just sent us a $9.99 super chat. Buck, Shoni, thank you. So awesome. Thank you, Tony. Tony's got a question. Mango, honey. Mango, sweetie, did you want, here. How about I get you this? I'm just going to distract Mango here for a minute, folks. Here, I got a toy for you. What have I got? I'm going to go down here. No, what's this? Woo! All right, Mango's distracted. Max, there's actually a video that talks about his backstory. But Max is 30 years old. He turns 31 on July 1st. I've had him since he was 10, and when I met him, he was living in a basement. He knew how to bite. He knew how to scream. You could not handle him. He was pretty angry with the world. And the last thing his previous owners told me was, by the way, he hates women and loves men. And I'm thinking, oh boy, this is not going to work well. But you know what? Max forgave me for being female. And we've forged a pretty good relationship. I mean, it's the Max and Mom show here, isn't it, buddy? Max still prefers men, absolutely. It's a nice triangle. But, you know, he still has me. He says, you are my person. And there's something pretty special about being picked by a parrot. Oh, someone's saying that Max carved the state of Tennessee. Yeah. Hi, Oscar. Lydia, I'm not quite sure what you're asking. Okay, Max, I'm just going to go grab my coffee quickly, and I'm going to be right back. So just into the kitchen for a minute. Mango, don't throw that. That's your crunchies. Mango, I don't want to clean that up, honey. No, 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 no. Mr. Magoo, Mr. Magoo. If you throw those on the floor, I have to clean them. And I don't like cleaning. And then there's not going to be any food bill for later. Those are really good and crunchy. Yeah. Yeah, how about you eat that rather than toss it? No, Mango, no. No, we're not tossing food today, honey. No. No throwing food. So Mango's laughing at me. He says, what do you mean, Mom, there's no tossing food? I'm tossing food. I'm tossing food. Okay, Max. I got my coffee. Today's coffee cup. I know I started doing today's coffee cup a while back, didn't I? This is hot. Hang on here. It's awkward to hold. So I need to grab it backwards, and oh boy, is this hot. Just grab a thing to grab it with, just so I can hold it so folks can see it. There we go. Oh, actually, how hot's the bottom? Yeah, I can hold it from the bottom. Okay, Max, no grabbing. So today's coffee cup is this one here. It says great ideas. And this is actually one of my designs. And when I had a printing company and a publishing company, I did a series of mugs. And the Great Ideas mug was one mug that I did as a customer gift. You know, depending on the customers, they might get at Christmas a mug full of candy or maybe some tea with the mug. I always liked something that was themed along the lines of creativity and reminded people about the company. The back had a little quote from Sir Winston Churchill. I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. Had the company name and the phone number. Obviously no longer around, but you know, something kind of comforting and, you know, sort of looking back I changed careers back in 2000. Or no, sorry, 2010. But wow, I mean, that's 15 years ago. Long time ago. For those of you wondering how the job hunt's going, I'm still applying. The job market's kind of weird right now, and I'm in a bit of a specialized place. I want to make sure that I pick a job that's right for me. And one of my requirements is working remotely, or at least working remotely a good percentage of the time, a hybrid. So I'm around a bit more for the flock. I've got to admit, I started working at home at the beginning of COVID, and I love working from home. The commute's fantastic. It's a nice short, basically a 5-minute walk from my bedroom to the office. You save so much time, and you can really get a lot of work done without a lot of interruptions. And I'm a little bit of an introvert, believe it or not. So it actually works super well for me. I used to find when I was in an office with a really busy bullpen, sometimes, it's a struggle to just keep focused and get work done. Whereas if I'm just focused on the work and just churning it out, I can do really high quality work just by focusing and getting into the zone. So yeah. Super sticker from Sherry. $9.99 from Sherry. Thank you so much. So much. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Raising Cane says that Bozo's home again in a box. I'm so sorry to hear that. Sharon, my thoughts are with you. My goodness. It's so tough to lose a family member, especially a feathered family member, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I was talking about the job hunt and just talking about a little bit about being picky. And I'm fortunate that I'm in a position where I can be a little bit picky, but I want what's right for me. And the birds, they do like having me around here during the day. And if I'm working out of the house, it's, depending on the commute, if you're going downtown, you can almost write off an hour each way. Because you like to get there a little bit early. There's time waiting for buses. Either that or you're paying a lot for parking. So, you're away from home sort of 9-11 hours at a stretch type of thing. And that's tough on the birds. They like having me here. And even when I'm working, I get to pop down and see the birds. I'll give them a snack. I'll have lunch with the birds. I'll come down for coffee and talk to them and hand out some toys. So it's pretty comfy to work from home. So I do like that. But I do have an interview that's really, really promising. It's a second interview next week, next Thursday. It's through a headhunter, and it sounds pretty exciting. So I'll keep everybody posted on what happens there. Is everyone enjoying the extra max content that I've been posting? In addition to our regular daily videos, I've been posting a bunch of extra reels. And reels are the short form, the tall ones. So I know not everybody who watches regular videos watches reels and vice versa, but it's there. If you go to our page, you can scroll through, you can check it out. I've been posting more photos too. So hopefully you're enjoying the extra content. Over on Facebeak, we've been having a few issues where some of our posts are only getting a couple of hundred views, which is baffling because we have 87,000 subscribers, and I'm seeing a lot of comments saying, wow, you're back. I haven't seen you in forever. So I want to remind you, if you're on Facebook, and actually this goes for all the socials, if you're not seeing our content regularly, make sure that you click on the 3 dots, so the menu icon, and make sure that you're subscribed and you've tapped on for notifications. If you're on YouTube, do that right now as well. Make sure you're subscribed and make sure you clicked on that bell to receive all notifications. When you see our content, interact with it. Comment, like, better yet, put instead of just the like button, hold down the like button and select a heart or a cares or a laughter. Stuff like this will really tell the algorithm that yes, people want to see more of this content. People are interacting. We should show it to more of our subscribers, and we should show it to more people who might be interested in seeing Max. So it's really a win-win. So if you are following us and you're engaging, I thank you so much for that. If you only engage occasionally, think about engaging a bit more often. Sharing things to other pages too. I mean, click on the share button, share it out, help spread the gospel of Max. Max, that was a joke, I know. Now, the way that Max is sitting right now, does anybody see this one feather here that's hanging out a little bit weird? Now, that was a nice show of it, Max. Now he's turned around. That feather is currently backwards. It's loose. It's an older feather. It's not quite ready to molt, but it's not a blood feather. Max has told me a couple of times to leave it alone, so that's exactly what I'm doing. It's not bothering him. But he probably hit it on his cage or did something that broke that feather. Not an emergency, as I said. It's not a blood feather. And hey, where there's a feather, there's nerves, right? So it'll fall out naturally. And in the interim, he just has a funky feather. If he wants to get rid of it, he's got a beak and is quite capable of doing so. So it's not a problem. But yeah, that's why he's got one feather that's on backwards right now. It wouldn't surprise me if he got startled by a bit of the construction and went for a bit of a flap. It happens. It happens. Max, this coffee is good. Hi, Shakiva. Glad you're feeling better. Yeah, no, it's, I put the coffee down where birdies can't reach it. Well, hot coffee and birdies don't match, right, buddy? Oh, goodness. Did I see somebody has a birthday? Hang on. Let me scroll back. Oh, thanks, Bird Love. Lydia was responding to the guy that doesn't think we help her volunteer for birds. We all do a lot to support birds. Max does a lot to support other birds as well. We do a lot of education. We are quite active with our local parrot club. I actually am volunteering with them, helping them with promotions. So there's a lot of things that we do for birds. You may not necessarily see it up front on the channel, but trust me, we are very active. Right, Daddy? Hi. Hi. What's this? What do you have? Good job, T-Cal. Poor T-Cal. Yeah. Tony asks, has Max ever bitten you? They have strong beaks. Oh my gosh, do they ever have strong beaks? How strong is a cockatoo beak? Well, you know how you would bite into a grape? That's how they bite into a pecan. Shell. Not just the nut, but the shell. They've got exceedingly strong beaks. You just look at Max when he's chewing on wood and how effortlessly he's just chipping through it. Very, very strong beaks. And they can do a lot of damage. When do they bite? Sometimes they'll bite because they think they have to for communication. They'll bite if they're scared or upset. Sometimes I've been bit. Yeah, everyone's been bit. Birds, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And it can vary in severity. I know, honey, we're talking about biting, and we're not going to bite, okay, honey? I know you're upset. You're looking for something else to eat. How about one of these, hon? How about a grape? I got more grapes for you. Mango, it's tough to be a bird. We've established this already. Yeah, so birds do bite. Sometimes biting is a form of communication. But I have had, when I had lovebirds, I remember one day I had them sitting on my shoulder. And I turned on the TV, and there was a show, I think it was Northern Exposure, and there was a call of a wild hawk in the intro. And both lovebirds freaked out. One lovebird chomped me on the neck before flying off. The other lovebird pecked him before flying off. So basically they were saying, hey, alert, pay attention, you gotta run. And they wanted to get my attention because I was clearly not alerting to it. And I wound up with a bleeding neck. I was not very happy about that. But it happens. Max has bit me before. Oh my gosh, when I met him, that was the only way he could communicate. He would bite anything and everything he could reach with his beak. I could not handle him. The worst bite that Max has ever given me, I think that one had to be one to the nose. The nose is very, very sensitive. And oh man, did he ever get me good. That one really hurt. I remember that. The worst bite, though, I've gotten, I think, was from Tico. Tico the Gray. Yeah, a much smaller bird, but still a really strong beak. Tico had climbed in behind a couch, and he thought it might make a good nest. And I wanted him out from there. And I said, hey, buddy, come on out. Didn't come out, so I reached in with my hand to pick him up. And I could not see. It was dark. I should have moved the couch, but instead I just reached in behind it with my hand. And Tico looked at me, and instinct said to him, there is an intruder coming in. This is my little cave. I'm going to nest here. Defend. So, I mean, instinct kicked in, and instinct is exceedingly strong in animals like birds. And he chomped me, but good. He actually broke my finger. I don't know who was more surprised by this, him or me. It hurt. It sure did. And then he wanted to climb in behind and underneath everything. Because he was feeling, shall we say, wild oats. Hey. Max could amputate a finger if he wanted to. But then I went reaching behind something. I started using a stick to reach for Tico, and he was quite happy with this. If I could not see what was going on, I wouldn't reach in blindly with my hand. But how do you keep from getting bit? Mango, do you want to tell everybody how we keep from getting bit? It's by paying attention to body language, to building a bond of trust with the bird, and showing the bird that, you know what? I'm listening to you. You don't have to shout with your beak. You don't have to bite me to get your expression across. I'll pay attention and I'll read your body language, but you have to give me a minute to read it and understand what you want. Sometimes it's being psychic, but there's a lot of things about body language that tell you what's going on. Right, Max? Mango, you're being awfully noisy. Huh? Let me see what else I've got for you. Want another toy? Okay, Mango. Let me get you one. I'll talk a bit more about biting. What am I after here? Oh, I know what I'm after. Mango, can you be quiet? Quiet birds get treats. And the first treat is I'll stop trying to say. Quiet. Quiet. Whisper. Whisper. So one thing that's really important with biting is learning how to communicate with your bird, because a lot of it is breakdown in communication. It's reading body language. Now, am I an expert in it? Oh God, no. The expert that I would point you to is Parrot SOS. She's got some fabulous courses on body language. And even today, I mean, I've had birds for over 30 years. Max. Shh. Mango, sorry, not Max. Mango, whisper. That's right. So you go to quiet bird, quiet bird. But she's really good, and I always learn stuff from her when she talks about body language. Now, a lot of it I've sort of picked up just by being around birds, and I just learned just by being around the bird what the bird's trying to say. And I couldn't tell you what I look for, but I'll go over Max's body language in a minute here. Hey, Mango, do you want this? Come on up. Come. Come on up. Come on up. I know you want this. It's up. It's up. Mango, it's up. Look. It's right there. You see it, huh? You gotta go get it. And I'll give you one more. I'm going to make you work for it. Okay, honey? One more that you got to work for. Good job. Are you going to be quiet now, honey? Shh. Whisper. Whisper. Good job. Good job, Mango. Good job. Okay, I'm finished whispering to Mango. But yeah, when I look at the body language, so what are you seeing when you're looking at Max right now? What are you reading? Is he upset? Is he sleepy? Is he relaxed? Mango, what did I say about whisper? We're working on learning whisper. Whisper. Job, Mango. I'm so proud of you, honey. I'm so proud. But body language. So we got some comments maybe in the chat on what you think you're seeing from body language. But what we've got here is Max is standing on one foot. That means that he's pretty relaxed, because if he was on alert, standing on one foot would make it really hard for him to take off in an emergency. 1 foot is pretty relaxed. His feet are relatively close together. He's sitting down. He looks relaxed. He looks pretty happy. His fluff and chops were up. He's just changed his attitude a little bit here, but his fluff and chops were up, and if he's hiding his beak, he's not feeling threatened by anything. He's now looking a little bit curious about stuff. Huh? You want a water spray? Oops. Here, you want water spray? Yeah. Feel good? Drips. Okay, we'll just do another spray here. Woo. Yeah. Good job, Max. Good job. You want another spray, honey? Yeah. Oh boy, Max. Oh. It went thump. It went thump. You're playing. But, you know, when I'm looking at Max, I'm looking at a lot of things. How he's standing, how he's holding his feathers, the positioning of his head. Like, what does he look like he's looking for? Like, he just asked me for a scritchy. You saw him put down his head, and he's giving me access to scritch. If he didn't want a scritchy, he wouldn't put down his head. And if I tried to force one on him, I would get a really big no, and if I kept doing it and I didn't listen, he might try and push me away, and sometimes that's when he's gonna bite, because he says, you're not listening, go away, I told you no. So it's, but because I've worked with him for so many years, he understands that I do try to listen. I don't always get it right, but I've got a pretty good sense of his body language. And I'm gonna tell you what happened when I first met Mango. Mango's body language is different from Max's. They're both Moluccan cockatoos, but they both have very different body language. Right, Mango? different body language. And that meant, yes, Mango used his beak a few times to communicate with me because you are not listening. And sure enough, I was not listening because we had a little bit of a breakup there. With Max, when he's upset with something, he's going to narrow his eyes and he'll flatten his eyes. And his head, you see the shape of his head right now, how it sort of goes around. It's got a little bit of a flat top and around. That's sort of his natural head shape. If he really flattens things down, he's upset. With Mango, flattened eye and a lowered head is sort of, he's fairly happy with the world. He's actually not upset. And it took me a little bit to figure that out, and I missed a few cues with him. So it took him a while to teach me what the cues were and what I needed to pay attention to. Does he want that? Yeah, and Mango a few times got really frustrated with me, which is fine. I get it. You know, it's frustrating when people don't listen, right, Mango? Yeah, yes. And Mango's super, super quick with that beak. So you have to pay close attention to him. Max is pretty calm in comparison. Yeah. No, you don't want that wood? Are you finished carving these pieces? Let's check these pieces. I've got 2 more pieces. I've got this piece. I still have some chewing left. Okay, you're going to keep working on that one. Good job. And this one. And I wanted to ask, does anybody in chat have a birthday coming up? Are there any birthday wishes I should be sending? Hi, Gator. Hi, Susan. Oh, goodness. I'm just looking here at Facebook. Yeah, Sylvia. Mango can get noisy. Yeah, Lisa, we're looking forward to you getting stuff as well. For those of you who are not paying attention to what's happening in Canada, Canada Post had a strike vote. And trust me, that one made me really nervous. A bunch of stuff that I'd already sent out. The strike vote was taken after I'd sent it, and I was watching the tracking to make sure that it exited the country. And everything that we sent last weekend did exit the country, which is good. But Canada Post is not going on a full strike. They are only doing no overtime and a work to rule, which just means that mail is going to be slower than usual. But we still have mail here in Canada, which is good, because it was pretty frustrating at Christmas. Oops. Hi, you want to play catch? Oops, I'm at an odd angle for catch. Oh boy, Max, let's see here. You got it. Oops. Let's grab something else to play catch with. Want this one? Goes jingle jingle. Play quick catch. Yay! Toys to play. Okay, just gonna wash my hands quickly. Good job, Max. Good job. So I'm just coming back to comments here. Oops. Hi to my friends on Facebook. Yeah, so Lisa, your stickers and goodies are en route, and I cannot wait for you to get them. We did include a few extra goodies in there for you. Burblove has a good question. She asks, Nicole, is there anything to the story that Alberta wants to separate from the rest of Canada? I live in Alberta, and I do try to keep this from being a political diatribe. So I'm just going to be cautious with what I say. We do have a small faction. Max, Mango, whisper. We do have a small faction of people who are upset with the government. They're upset with the way things are going. Much like the Quebec separatists from a number of years ago, Alberta is making a lot of demands on the federal government. And Alberta is only one province, and it's a smaller province than some of the others. So, number of seats that we get always reflect the population. But we've got a number of grievances. Or some people have a number of grievances. Our premiers changed some of the legislation to make it easier to have a separation referendum. So it's likely that there will be a referendum. But in order to separate the province from a country, there would be an awful lot that would need to happen. Our First Nations individuals, we've got a number of reserves in Alberta. They've already expressed lack of support for the idea. Alberta's landlocked. Hey, if we separated, there would be no guarantees to having access to tidewater. And then there'd be things like the share of debt and everything else. So there's an awful lot that goes on there. I watched what happened a number of years ago with Brexit. And, you've got people on both sides. Both sides have points, both sides have ideas. And I was actually surprised with the way that the Brexit vote went myself, but, it was the will of the people, and that's what democracy is about. Personally, I highly doubt that there's anything happening there. I think right now it's a lot of posturing. But I am watching it. I am watching it closely. So without getting too political, that's my stand in the middle of the road answer on what's happening. So yeah, it's in the news. Is it likely? I personally have my doubts that it's likely. I think it's a small segment, but we all know sometimes it's that small segment of people who are motivated enough to vote, who make the biggest difference because they're the loudest. And somebody who decides not to vote because they're happy with the status quo might lose the status quo because they didn't actually go out and vote. So yeah, Bird Love, I think there's a lot happening with Brexit, and I'm not an expert on it. Somebody who lives in Britain could probably give a much better feel for the pluses and minuses and everything else. But yeah, there's a lot happening there. So I see we've got a discussion of the cost of birds. If anybody's thinking about a bird, the first thing I'm going to say, actually I said this in a video this week. Did anybody catch this? Somebody asked me, and this is that nice couple that I ran into on the road. They actually pulled over their car and ran over to see Max. It was super sweet. But they asked me, what does it take to own a bird like Max? And what did I say on the video? Did anybody hear me say, you have to be insane? I joke a little bit about that, but, it takes a lot of patience. Because you're going to have a bird who constantly makes a mess. If you look at Mango, if you look at the area around the perch right now, it's a big mess. Not just the perch tray, but the entire floor. Mango's been helping by throwing food all over my living room. So right now my living room floor is crunchy and covered in stuff. So I've got some sticky stuff down too. So I'm going to have to sweep and I'm going to have to mop. I'm going to have to clean up all the detritus in the tray underneath Max. I'm going to have to clean the tray. By the way, the cages in the same period of time can start to look like that. And that tray was clean when I started this stream. And I mean, I think we've got so I mean, that was just from this stream. It's not that I'm a bad housekeeper, it's the birds make a big mess. Birds can be noisy. Mango, I'm not naming names here, but you've been pretty noisy today. That's right, Tico. They don't always do what you say. They can bite. It's like adopting a toddler with some special needs for life. And it's not your life, it's the bird's life. And these birds, like Max, if he's healthy, it's entirely possible he could outlive me. Mango's on a second home because his Pips and Pops, who love him dearly, and he loves them dearly, they were getting a little bit older, and it was time for a 25-year-old Mango to move out of home and into a new situation. But, you know, it's the type of bird that you put in your will. It's like having a child for life that is demanding. You need to spend hours each day with them. It's not enough just to be in the room. You need to interact with them. It's, a dog or a cat are much easier to handle, right, buddy? Yeah. I jokingly tell people, if you want to know what it's like to own a cockatoo, get yourself a 20-pound bag of flour and grab yourself a cup. Once an hour, scoop out a cup of flour and throw it in front of a fan so you have a fine coating of powder over everything in the room. Go ahead and clean that up. The next hour, do the same thing. When the bag of flour is empty, set up the bag and empty all of the garbages in your house on the floor. Turn on some heavy metal music and clean it all up. Go out and buy yourself 2 more bags of flour. Yeah, it's like that. I mean, it's constant mess, but there are rewards. Absolutely. I mean, I love Max dearly. Max is my spirit animal. Like, we've got quite a strong bond. He's got a different bond than other birds. And when you see one bird, you see the good side of Max. You're not seeing him misbehaving right now, right? If you want to see him misbehave, we've got a great video on YouTube of him throwing an apple tantrum. It's like reasoning with a toddler, and that's what life with birds is like. But the relationship with Max and the relationship with Mango and with Tico and Tikal, they're all different birds. Even though Mango and Max are both Moluccans, that's right, Tico, whisper. The relationship with each of them is very different and very unique. What one likes to do is not what the other one likes to do. They like to interact with me differently, so it is completely different. Yes. And then there's, of course, the cost. They're not cheap to keep. Vets are expensive, specialized food is expensive. Mango, honey. I know, life is tough when you're a white bird. I know. I'm going to end the stream and then we'll have some you time, okay? I know. It's tough. It's very tough to be a cockatoo. I know, Pumpkin. I know. All right, folks. We've been streaming for a while. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I just want to ask one last question. Sharon, just on YouTube, can you let me know, did I miss any birthdays? Oh, Tony asks, do I confine the birds to a certain part of the house? I have an open floor plan. My main floor of my house is, I think most people would call it a living room. I call it a bird room. And a kitchen, and then I've got sort of some play spaces for the birds. So they've got the main floor of my house. I have a 2-bedroom, and I've got a bedroom upstairs, and I've got an office / sitting room. When the birds go to bed, I go upstairs into the sitting room so that the birds have quiet. Yeah. That's right, Mango. They have some quiet time downstairs, and they've got, they can get some sleep. So they do have a lot of my house, and they do take up a lot of space. I mean, they've got big cages, and you don't want to leave a bird in a cage all day, every day. They'd go mad if you did that. I'd go mad if somebody did that to me. Hey, bok, Angie. Yeah, so I'm just gonna come back here. Dexter has a hatchiversary on Monday. He's 9. Happy hatchiversary to Dexter. Oh my goodness. Thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you for chatting with us. Thank you for putting up with Mango. A couple of people are complaining that Mango's being loud. Absolutely. But you know what? It's the nature of bird to be loud. Mango's had a tough week. He's had people banging on his roof for 12 hours a day for a couple of days in a row. I don't blame him for being a little bit upset about all the activity. And Mango does not want to go outside to see what's going on. Max does. So I give them each what they need. I've made sure that there's lots of distractions this week. But Mango's definitely full of beans right now. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that everybody joined us. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Glenda's asking either. I'll just hang up for one more moment just to see what Glenda's question is. So I like to make sure I've answered all the questions. I want to say thank you to everybody for the stars, for the super chats, for the super stickers. Bok, Karen, it's so good. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Weather's supposed to be nice. And I'll see if I can do a pop-up stream outside for folks. When I do the pop-up stream, it'll probably be YouTube only because that's where we have the most viewers and YouTube's accessible to everyone. If you are on Facebook, make sure you join. Hey, Mango, shh. Make sure you join our messaging channel so that you get alerts when we're going on pop-up streams and whatnot. We're trying to get better about letting you know on that. And we'll let you know if we're going pop-up on YouTube so that you can come find us if you want to watch. It's usually a fun time to hang out. Yeah, Mango. Yeah. You are just full of beans. Really, Max? My goodness. Well, folks, thank you, everybody. So good to see you. If there were any questions that I missed, feel free to put them in the comments. And I'll address them a bit later. All right, folks. Bok. Thanks for joining us. Oh, good job, buddy. Good job. I know, Max. I know. Are you tired? Is it nap time? You can have a nap and I'll spend some time with Mango. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, buddy. Okay. You were so good today. You were so good. Oops. The stream is waiting for a response from me. Okay. Bye-bye again, folks. So good to see you.